Is monitoring at this time. Please do not point, wave, or make any gestures towards North Koreans. Look at the bottom of that tower. See the white stakes stand at 1 meter height, spaced out 10-meter intervals, all the way through the JSA, bisecting each building by 17 by 5-inch concrete slab that you see in front of us in each building. Starting on your right-hand side, the first grade building is North Korean Recreation Center. It is named this rather ironically due to the fact that it houses no recreation equipment whatsoever. Basically, they use this building to stage 10 to 20 armed soldiers whenever colonel officer or staff officer level talks. Whenever they do stage their soldiers in here, they normally pull back the curtains, point, wave, and make derogatory gestures such as throat slashing or flipping the bird. Due to their child's acts, this building has obtained the name Monkey House. Next is T2, or T3, excuse me, which is used by the JEO for their colonel officer and staff officer level talks. Next is the MAC building, or T2, which we will be visiting soon. I'll be giving you a brief shortly. Next is the T1, which is used by the Neutral Nation Supervised Commission for the weekly meetings. Last but not least, that gray building on the left-hand side way down there was once the check-in Polish building, but is no longer used. Now to direct your attention behind Conference Row at the Panmunjom, or North Koreans Visiting Welcoming Center. It is used as a two-man guard post. I'll point that out to you in a second. You notice that the third story is different from the rest because the original Freedom House standing behind you actually stood taller than their Freedom House, so they built it even taller. Well, during the reconstruction in 1998, Freedom House, now standing right behind you, made it the same height as theirs so they wouldn't be any higher. After that, there was a special series of meetings that took place to make sure these buildings would not get any higher. So you remember in your slide brief, we had a taller flagpole, they built a taller flagpole. When we had to build a building, they built a bigger building. So we just made sure that it was about the same height, and then we had a special series of meetings that this would not happen. Otherwise, right now, they'd probably be 68 floors high. It'd be ridiculous because they wouldn't even be used for anything. Right now, this is what happened. Also, the two-man guard post, I'll point that out to you right now. See the soldier standing there with the binoculars. I'll give you a fun fact about binoculars. He's that first person right there. Second person that controls that building. On his right-hand side, your left-hand side, of that pillar that he's standing next to, look in that window, on the bottom left-hand corner of that window, you can see a camera in there. I don't know if you can, but there is a camera there. It's pulled back just a little bit. It's taking pictures of you and recording you right now. That's why I say do the same thing to them, because they're doing the same thing to you. Why not take their picture and post it on Facebook? You know? Trust me, I did it the first time I got there. Cool thing about the binoculars. They do it every day. I do my tours 2 to 3 times a day, every week, Saturdays, even Sundays sometimes. It depends on who comes up here. Well, they do it every day, every single tour. I don't know if they're looking at the females, the males, the x-ray vision, they're seeing what you have for lunch. They do it every time. So if there ever was a unification, all the guys at JSA, only thing we want is the binoculars, because they use them every single day, every tour, about 5 to 10 minutes each tour. But right now, we'll have about 3 to 4 minutes. This depends on how long they take in the back. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Once again, only pictures behind me. All the soldiers on our side just stand here during your tour. They're actually one tour behind you. After they leave, because they are coming up behind you, normally I'll tell you when you get to see them leave. Once they go up to checkpoint 3, all these soldiers will come back inside the Freedom House and conduct their normal duties until their day is over. Normal duties that you do, normally they'll pick up out here, sweep inside the building, make sure it looks nice, and that's it. And then all the new soldiers that come here, how you can tell they're not pretty much moving except for the 2 on the roadway. The 3 that are on the building, they won't move the whole entire time being here. If they do, then they're not doing their job right. They'll get in trouble later. Trust me, I've seen it happen. But the new guys, when they do come here, they'll go out and stand in front of the Freedom House in front of us where you can't see them, and they'll stand there for hours upon hours upon hours just to make sure they do not move, just to practice it. Once time, I think it was last week, one of the soldiers did have a bee in there. I even noticed it. One of the civilians did, wow, he's a bee in his ear, he's still not even moving. He landed on his ear, kept moving, he didn't move an inch. That's what they're trained to do. They're trained not to move. So once they're new, they do that in front of the Freedom House. They just practice and practice not moving no matter what happens.